Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Remember 11. So, I was told that I didn't necessarily have to start a new game, that I could just continue where I left off and choose different choices to kind of avoid the bad ending that happens there, so that's interesting. So I'll just go ahead and skip through a bunch. And, yeah, I'm gonna choose different choices. I don't know the next few choices are really that important, but we'll see. So yeah, the next choice is asking Yuni if... what were we asking? Yeah, asking him if he ran away. So, might as well. I don't think that's really important, but I'm just gonna ask him.
小屋へ行こう、ココロン。ねえ、その前にどうしてユニは逃げていたの？理由を教えてくれない？それはトビリンがいじめたからだよ。いじめられたの？すぐに手あげるしさ、最悪だよ。そっか、それで逃げてたんだね。かわいそうに。
When we were together, I'll do whatever I could to protect him, but when we were in SPHIA, there was no way I could interfere. It was irritating. I gently patted his head. Yuni smiled bravely and pointed toward the shelter cabin.
それよりもココロン、小屋に戻ろう。
Following in the trail of footprints we left, we headed back toward the cabin. Okay, nothing too different. Yeah, this is all the same. I don't have much to talk about, so I'll just cut. Okay, now here's our other choice. Should I keep that choice, that I'll safeguard it? I mean, like I said before, Maizumi might have a fit, but... I don't know. I really want to choose the other choice now, because I already went through this one, but... sure. Or, yeah, I'll leave the food to Yomugi. I want to see what he says. I don't think I can carry out such an important mission. I pushed the can back at Yomugi.
ヨモギさんが保管してください。それでいいよね、ユニ。もちろん、文句ないよ。
そうか。わかったよ。僕が責任を持って管理しよう。
With that said, Yomugi took a vinyl bag out from an emergency kit inside the storeroom. He then wrapped the can up and sealed the bag. This was to prevent it from getting damp or spilling, just in case. Holding the can as if it was of great value, Yomugi favored us with a gently fatherly smile.
絶対に生き延びような。
はい。
He climbed back upstairs.
ヨモギさん。
Okay, so he does keep it. Huh. I hurried up the ladder while jokingly pretending to cry. In actuality, my innermost feelings were hurt a little, but that was a secret. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I switched earlier. I transferred earlier. My memory can't be wrong. I transferred a bit earlier, didn't I? That's very interesting. So I'm already here to the White World chapter. Yeah, okay, so I just wanted to double check. So we did transfer a little bit earlier, because in the other timeline, if we chose the other options, Kokoro would go upstairs and then put her food under the pillow. But then here we just transferred while she was climbing up the ladder. Okay. Oh, this is all new stuff. Okay. I was supposed to be climbing the ladder in the shelter cabin, but now I was groveling on the concrete floor. Ah, okay. Did I miss my footing and fall down? That was what I thought at first. But wait, something's wrong. There was no shock from a fall. I couldn't see anything in front of me. Okay, so most of this is now the same. Ooh. This part's pretty intense. Okay. Now let me choose this option. For now, walk away from the building. I mean, okay, yeah, might as well. Choose new options, it's good. I want to see new dialogue. For now, I decided to walk away from the building. It's because I felt that murderous monster was watching me, my every move. It was because I felt that the murderous monster was watching my every move. They're planning on me coming back inside SPHIA in a panic. Oh, that's actually pretty smart. Oh, and that's probably why whoever killed Kokoro in that ending probably caught her when she entered Sato's room. The murderer probably has this in mind. I set my freezing feet in motion and started to walk. Stepping firmly on the snow, I decided to take refuge in a part of SPHIA where the light didn't reach. With SPHIA's gate locked behind me, I advanced diagonally to the right. It wasn't at all easy to walk in the thick snow. Every step I took sapped my energy. And then there was the snow. The falling snow was slowly narrowing my field of vision. A blizzard is near. When I turned around, the lights of SPHIA were so small I was surprised. It was obstructed by the snow. This may be within the premises of SPHIA, but one wrong move and I'll be lost. If I lose my way, I would go into hypothermia and lose consciousness and freeze to death. I know what hypothermia is. Oh wow. See, if we chose that option, we got a new tips. Here you go, hypothermia. A physical condition in which the core body temperature is abnormally low, causing it to gradually fall further and further, may result in death. Yep. Simple. I need to set a reference point. What should I use for a reference point? A little troubled, I decided to use the basketball court. The basketball court should be slightly illuminated. Even if I get lost, I can use that as a landmark. Treading through the snow, I advanced step by step. I started to lose feeling in my fingertips. They had turned a violet color. Due to the extreme cold, my teeth clattered. How long has it been? I collapsed on the spot. It hasn't been more than 10 minutes since I left SPHIA, but I've lost all feelings in my arms and legs already. But if I stay here, I'll die. I started moving my frozen limbs and trying to advance further. As I raised my head, I was horrified. The snow had completely closed in my field of vision. Oh no, don't tell me this is another bad ending. This is a whiteout. A whiteout. Whiteout. A weather condition in which the field of vision is obscured by white due to wind-blown snow in the air, greatly diminishing one's ability to discern vertical/horizontal directions and distance. It can be described as a white darkness of sorts. There's also another form of whiteout which is caused by diffuse reflections from snowy surfaces, clouds, and the like. In this case, the air becomes saturated with white light, rendering movement and the gather of visual information virtually impossible. Okay.
何も見えないよ。どっちへ行けばいいの？
My cry was sucked into the white darkness. Okay. Stop, go forward. What if I stop? What happens then? I kinda wanna stop, see if I get a bad ending from this. If I advance blindly, I'll just end up getting more lost. Keeping my emotions in check, I stopped moving. As the snow continued to fall, I began to erase my tracks. The cold air pierced my body the same way a sharp sword would. I muttered in the snow-white world.
ごめんね、サトル。私、ダメかも。
Despair took hold of my mind. But, oh. Oh, okay, so maybe stopping was a good choice. Suddenly, the wind blew. The white curtain disappeared for an instant. In front of me, I could see the basketball court.
行こう。
Digging a path through the snow with my shaking hands, I began to move.
着いた。
After reaching the court, I followed my earlier path back to SPHIA. With this little detour, the killer should lose me as well. At last, I arrived at the terrace of SPHIA. I held my breath. I quietly looked for someone inside, but there wasn't a single trace of anyone. Hoping for some warmth, I clung to the window pane. But the glass didn't grant me any comfort. Yuni, Utsumi, and Hotori, where did they all go? No. An unpleasant premonition crosses my mind. Did that someone also attack them? Shaking my head, I tried to erase that idea. I tried to see whether or not I could open the window. Was the window locked from the inside, or just not open? In any case, checking out the window yielded no favorable results. I gave up on the window and left. My consciousness was starting to fade out due to the unbearable cold. After a while, a small window came into sight. Oh, okay, we can skip this. Let's do this. So something's changed, but we're still ended up with this choice. So I'll do this. Advance to the right side toward the terrace. I mean, if we do this again and go into Satoru's room, it might be a bit different, cause, you know, we lost the killer. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what I want to do. Do I want to go with a different choice or the same one? I mean, I could just save here, and then if I get the same bad ending again, I'll just save right there. Might as well. And then if I get the same bad ending, then I can. Oh, okay, yeah, something's different, definitely. Warm air wrapped around my body. I'm saved. Tears flowed out from the sheer relief I felt. Even my numb limbs have started to feel pain again. I hurriedly entered the bathroom. You see, I can't skip. That means I did something right. I warmed my hands with hot water from the shower. I gritted my teeth as I held my hands under the water so hot it made me instinctively want to spring back. Feeling came back into my fingertips. The sensation of pain returned. Then, because I had suddenly made contact with the hot water, my body got goosebumps. Gazing into the mirror, I noticed that Satoru's face was a mess. It was wet and soggy with tears and snow. The lips were a ghastly blue, shivering from the cold. I also used the water to wash my face. Pleasant warmth sank into my body. What I really wanted to do was get into the bathtub, but I couldn't afford it to be too carefree. After I had warmed my body to some degree, I left the bathroom to change my clothes. Nobody killed me. I searched the closet for something suitable, and changed into a warmer shirt. The inside of SPHIA was deathly quiet. Not a single sound could be heard. I hope no one was around. The someone who had attacked me must still be in the facility. No doubt about it.
そうだ、鍵を。
If I locked the door and shut myself up in here, I can avoid the impending crisis. I ran to the door. I was about to put my hand on the knob. At that moment,
今の悲鳴？
that was Yuni. Oh no. What sounded like a scream had reached my ears. I can hear the wind and other high-pitched sounds, but
今の声、ユニの悲鳴だった。
oh, had Yuni been assaulted by someone? I peered out of Satoru's room. The kitchen was dark. I frantically strained my eyes. I couldn't see anyone in there.
どうしよう。
The voice I just heard definitely sounded like it was screaming. Moreover, it sounded like Yuni's. The someone may have decided to target Yuni instead of me. At this moment, right now, the assassin's knife may be pointed at him.
私が助けてあげなくちゃ。
I heard noises. They had come from the underground storeroom.
ユニいるの？大丈夫？
Lowering my voice, I called out to him. There was no reply. I'm scared. Someone may burst out of it at any moment. I'm scared. But I bit my lip and stepped forward into the dark kitchen. Step by step, I advanced. Peering down the stairway to the underground storeroom, I called out to him.
ユニいたら返事して。
No reply came. A silence so total it was painful ensued. The stairway leading to the basement yawned open like the jaws of a monster. It was pitch black downstairs. I stepped into that darkness, slowly climbing down the stairs. Oh gosh. I'm scared. Really scared. Because of the overwhelming terror, my legs wouldn't stop shivering. Cold sweat streamed down my forehead. My throat was dry. I raised my voice in the darkness as I descended into the underground storeroom.
お願い。いるなら返事して。
Oh, I hope he's okay. My voice was hoarse. Swallowing my saliva, I continued.
ユニ大丈夫なの？
Silence was the only reply. Maybe the scream was a figment of my imagination.
戻ろう。部屋に。
As I nodded to myself, I put my hand on the handrail. And then at that instant... Ooh, what kind of noise was that? The sudden noise made me jump in fright. I focused my eyes and squinted to see as best as I could in the darkness. At the edge of my vision, I saw a small rat run past me. I sighed in relief and put my hand to my chest.
なんだ、ネズミ。
In that moment of relief, from the darkness, the shadow of a person rushed out. I was pushed aside by a strong force. I tumbled to the concrete floor. I sensed that someone behind me. I frantically turned around. Because of the darkness, I couldn't see that person's face. Instead, I saw something else. Something dreadful. Ooh. A knife. In the dark, shining softly, was a knife. Oh no. I frantically waved my arms in front of me, trying to push the body of that someone away from me. Oh man. Oh, Satoru. Oh, that's terrible. Whew. But at least, I'm at the next chapter. Ooh. So I survived some doom. But I'm curious to see what would happen if I went the other way. I think I'm safe. So, yeah. I'll save there. I let out a scream. I let out a scream.
どうした？
Yomugi was there in front of me. Huh? What happened? The one that was chasing after me was Yomugi? Why was he at SPHIA?
また発作か？
Yomugi stared at me worriedly as he spoke. I see, so a personality exchange occurred. I was sitting on a wooden bed. This isn't SPHIA. This is the shelter cabin. Yet, whether because the flame in the stove was too small or something else, it was freezing cold. My breath was so white it felt like it might turn into ice any moment. I'm wrapped up to my shoulders in my blanket. My heart continued to hammer like an alarm bell. Because my mind suddenly transferred while I was in a crisis, my body may still be reacting to it.
顔色悪いぞ。平気か？
大丈夫です。
I nodded to Yomiki and returned to my own bed. After covering myself with my blanket, I closed my eyes. Really, I wasn't alright at all. I wanted to shout out loud for someone to save me. The fear of hunger and freezing to death. I'm slowly dying here at the shelter cabin. And at SPHIA, the hand of the murderous monster draws ever nearer. Being exposed to a never-ending succession of different terrors, my spirit is shattered. My heart didn't have time to calm down.
このままじゃ私壊れちゃうよ。
I muttered through shivering lips. But now wasn't the time to be whining. While being chased by someone with a knife, my personality transferred to the shelter cabin. Right now, Satoru's personality should be inside his body, which meant he suddenly transferred into his body while still being pursued by that person.
サトル、大丈夫かな？
Oh, I hope he is. I was incredibly uneasy. I felt guilty escaping to the shelter cabin as Satoru was being assaulted.
無事でいてね。
Joining my hands together, I muttered as if praying. Then I heard Maizumi's shouting.
ちょっと寒すぎるわよ。
The bed began to creak. Maizumi was trembling.
黙って座っていろ。節約しないと朝には尽きる。死にたいのか？
今まさに死にそうなのよ。
Yomiki opened his mouth to complain, but only a sigh emerged.
仕方がない。
Yomiki stood up from his bed and approached the stove. He started throwing the piled up firewood into the stove. Soon after, the fire grew larger and the air became warmer.
くそ。このペースじゃ朝まで持たない。
Even though he said that, he was trembling as well. He held his hands over the stove. Even as such an experienced mountaineer, Yomiki found the cold in his shelter cabin unbearable. His decision to build up the fire may have been based in his judgment that we all end up dying from the cold if things continued as they were. I started thinking to myself while blowing on my frozen fingers with white breath. If all the firewood disappears at this rate, how cold will it get? I couldn't even imagine. Satoru said that he was at ease here. However, with this, there probably isn't any comfortable ground left for him. Because with each passing moment, this place is further transfigured into a freezing hell. However, SPHIA was also hell in another sense.
もう本当にサトルは無事かな？そうだ。
I took out the VR with a shaking hand. Anything new? My other hand clumsily hit the playback switch. A message began to play.
心、たった今、俺はスフィアで襲われた。襲われた直後にここへ飛んできたんだ。頼む。どうか無事でいてくれ。
Oh, sorry, but the other timeline I died.
くそ、手出しできないのが歯がゆい。俺のために君の人格が死ぬなんてことがあったら、どうやって詫びりゃいいんだよ。
Oh.
腕の一本ぐらいはなくなったっていい。だからどうか無事でいてくれ。心。
The tone of the message sounded almost as if he were throwing up blood. The murderous monster had begun attacking before I transferred. And then, in the middle of the attack, Satoru and I exchanged personalities. That's why he was so impatient.
私は無事だったけど、今度はサトルが心配だよ。
My wristwatch was, as I thought, in my pocket. I usually get angry right about now, but right now my wristwatch was being taken off allowed me to be able to feel his existence. I'm positive that Satoru, who was inside me, had jumped back to SPHIA just as danger drew near.
どうか無事でいてね。
I closed my eyes and clasped my hands together, and desperately played while shivering from the cold. Wow, again so soon? Oh, I hope he's safe. DID breakout. I blinked several times. I understood immediately that I had transferred. The time period between the transfer was strangely short this time. Yeah, it was. I held my breath and looked around. This is the basement storeroom of SPHIA. Someone was after Satoru. The murderous monster may be hiding somewhere, targeting me at this very moment. And all of a sudden, a hellish scene appeared before my eyes. Oh my. Who? Who is that? I was speechless. I began to doubt my own eyes. In front of me was the corpse of someone I did not recognize. Crimson blood was flowing out of the man's body. The blood had formed a pool that was spreading across the floor. All I could smell was the scent of rusted iron coming from the blood. Nausea rose in my throat. I covered my mouth to hold it back. I thought that Satoru was about to die, but now some man I didn't know lay dead before me. What was happening? Just what is going on? Sensing someone's presence, I jumped and looked up. Hinibushi Keiko. Or Hitori. Hitori was standing stock still next to the corpse. Her clothes and her hands were covered in blood. The fresh blood on her body and her clothes was still wet. In her hand was a knife dyed red. It can't be. An ominous premonition came to my mind. No, rather than a premonition, it was a conviction. Inibushi Keiko has awoken. The personality of the murderous monster within her has awoken. Did she kill this man in front of me? Does that mean she was the one after Satoru? Hattori was staring at me blankly. I gulped as my breath caught in my throat. My knees trembled. Our eyes met. Her eyes were hollow and somehow frail. Suddenly, Hattori blinked several times. She looked down at her body and the knife she was holding. Panicking, she threw the knife away. She looked at me again. This time her eyes widened. Before my eyes, Hattori turned pale. She started to shake her head, slowly at first, then gradually increasing in intensity. She took one step toward me. She extended a blood-soaked hand to me. Unable to take it, I took a step backward. Confused by what was happening, Hattori opened her mouth, but only a wheezing sound came from her throat. I trembled in fear as she continued shaking her head. Every time she took a step forward, I took one step backward. Hattori drew closer and closer. Blood dripped down from her extended hand. Her blood-stained hand looked like the tentacle limb of the devil coming to take my life. Before I realized it, I was backed in the corner of the room. My back hit a shelf. A wooden box on the shelf made a sound as abrupt as a gunshot as it fell. I heard a scream from close by. Hattori and I looked in the direction of the voice at the same time. Behind the shelf was the shadow of a small person. It was Yuni, yeah. Oh. Covering his head with his arms and trembling, Yuni slowly raised his eyes. Where's Utsumi? His face was distorted with tears. His eyes were swollen and had turned a deep red. Why was Yuni here? I was getting more and more confused. My head was totally blank, as I simply stood bewildered at the incomprehensible situation before me. Yuni was terribly frightened. Once again, he lowered his head and covered it with his arms. He was muttering something in a small voice. Going to be murdered? By whom? I looked at Hotori. His eyes were gazing off somewhere far away. He continued to wheeze as he spoke. Yuni continued to murmur in a shaky voice between sobs, but it didn't seem like he was able to speak the way he wanted to. What? What did he say? Everyone is lying? Yeah. Hotori didn't kill? Then who killed that man? All of a sudden, I recalled what Yuni had told me yesterday. Oh, that's true! I forgot about that. I just remembered the stabbing part. The conversation with Yuni that had taken place in the shelter cabin yesterday. It was when he read my palm. Yuni said that. My throat was completely dry. Excuse me. Excuse me. It was painful to breathe. My heart was pounding My heart was pounding furiously. What was the meaning of what Yuni had told me then? A premonition? Or was it an advanced declaration of his crime? Or was it an advanced declaration of his crime? Upon arriving here, I realized that my doubts as to who Yuni was had not yet been erased. Why was Yuni at both the shelter cabin and SPHIA? If it's 2011 in the shelter cabin and 2012 in SPHIA, then what does this mean? The Yuni of the year 2011 told me about something that would occur in the year 2012. It's not like that possibility was completely unthinkable. Why was Yuni here? Why was he crying like this? Does Yuni actually know everything about my and Satoru's personalities transfers? What if being an innocent child that doesn't know anything was really just an act? What if the one lying was Yuni? That can't be. For a child like him to have done that, it can't be. Well, I mean, he could. Despite all the calm reasoning I had done, deep in my heart, I had begun to think there was something eerie about Yuni. Well, yeah, there definitely is. This child, just who is he? It can't be, but did he kill that man? Did he attack Satoru? Somebody answer me. I don't know what's going on anymore. And there's Utsumi. I heard a new voice coming from the stairs that were connected to the kitchen. Utsumi climbed down the stairs anxiously. Where had she been and what had she been doing until now? Driven into a corner by distrust, I wondered that momentarily. When I was being chased by that someone before, Utsumi had been nowhere to be seen. Was she someone I could trust? Utsumi slowly looked around the room, not paying attention to my suspicious glare. And then, surprised by the corpse. Continuing to look at the blood-covered Hattori, curving her lips slightly, she grinned. What? And laughed? What? I'm sure I saw it. I hadn't overlooked it. A chill ran down my spine. Why? Why was Utsumi laughing right now?
殺したの
Oh.
殺したのね
Utsumi started talking in a cool voice. I couldn't understand why she was so calm. Utsumi's eyes immediately locked onto Hattori. When Hattori noticed her gaze, she tore at her own hair with her blood-soaked hands. Her beautiful blonde hair became disordered and messy. The red blood soaked in her black hair. Utsumi slowly shut her eyes halfway. I thought I saw a smile for a moment. Terrified, I couldn't even raise my voice.
あなたは危険だわ殺人鬼を野放しにはしておけな
It was as though Yuni and I were not in Tsumi's field of vision at all. Her gaze didn't move an inch from where Hattori was.
危険だから死んでちょうだい
What? What did she just say? What did Utsumi just say? No. This isn't the normal Utsumi. I can't believe anyone. I don't know anything. Everyone is lying.
罪は償わなくちゃね
Utsumi's being really creepy right now. Incited by Utsumi's words, Hattori started shrieking. She was having a fit. But did that mean that the personality that was in control now was actually Hattori? Wasn't she Inubushi Keiko? Breathing wildly, Hattori's gaze dropped to the floor. Utsumi was looking in the same direction. I followed their eyes. The knife. The blood-covered knife that had fallen next to the body. All three of us had our sights fixed on the knife. Between the three of us, the distance to the knife was more or less the same. No, I'm a little bit further away. A feeling of strain and tension held the room in its grasp. Nobody moved a finger. In order not to show any openings, I watched their movements closely. As if keeping each other in check, we stared at the knife in each other's faces restlessly. My thoughts go around in circles. That knife was a weapon for protecting yourself. If I got my hands on it, I wouldn't land in the hands of the murderous monster. The other two in the room, three if you count Yuni, who's crying in a corner, if one of them snatches it away, my life will be in immeasurable danger. I don't know who the culprit is, so there's no way I'll hand the knife over to anyone else. But the instant I get my hands on the knife, everyone but the culprit himself will misunderstand and think that the murderous monster is me. If the real culprit managed to take advantage of that opening, not just me, but everything else will also be killed. And besides, assuming I can get the knife, can I even use it properly? When the time comes, can I stab the murderous monster if they attack? There's no way, even if it was to protect myself, to kill someone. What should I do? What do I do, Fuyukawa Kokoro? Screaming, Hattori sprang forward. Utsumi too made her move without a moment's delay. Only my reaction was late. No good, I won't reach it in time. Ooh. Oh, I don't know what to do here. Oh, what should I do here? Keep on watching? Well, okay, I'll try to take the knife away. I jumped toward the knife. My movements were surprisingly quick. That's right, I'm in Sato's bodies right now. That's right, I'm in Sato's body right now. I'm faster and stronger than I usually am. If I can manage to snatch away the knife, I won't lose to these two. I reached for the knife with all my might, but an intense pain shot through my left hand. Ooh. My dominant arm, Satoru's left arm, was cut. My fingers brushed the knife for an instant, but I wasn't able to grasp it. The bloody knife slid across the floor and stopped right at Hotori's feet. Hotori took it in hand as if clinging to it. Hotori and Tsumi glared at each other, separated by the corpse between them. I all but rolled into a standing position. Letting out a voiceless scream, Hotori gripped the knife. Hotori had a desperate look on her face. However, tears rolled softly down her cheeks. Why was she crying? Utsumi commanded in a sharp voice I had never heard before. Hotori shook her head and pointed the knife at Utsumi with trembling hands. Utsumi stood back with an impatient look. Suddenly, Yuni screamed out. He stood up with amazing vigor and started running, covering his head with his arms. I didn't have a moment to spare. Hotori and Utsumi were equally surprised. Hotori seemed frightened. She was clearly very confused. Letting out a scream, she swung her knife randomly. Ooh, from right beside her, Yuni turned and it seemed that what would occur next was a result of Yuni being in the wrong place at the wrong time, not because he was targeted. No! Ah, Yuni! Fresh blood splattered everywhere. Ooh. Yuni's small body lost its strength and collapsed. Oh gosh, that's terrible. Wait a minute. He's dead. Yuni's dead. Wait a minute. Hold up. Could this be when Yuni gets the scar? Oh my gosh. See, it hits him right in the head, but we're not sure exactly where. I don't know. It could be, and so, oh, that makes things much more confusing. Okay, whatever. Let's continue. A portable radio flew out of Yuni's grasp from the impact of his fall. The radio fell with a crashing sound and slid over to where I stood. Deranged, Hotori headed for Utsumi, brandishing the knife. I regained my composure. The scene of Hotori facing Utsumi with the knife held over her head entered my vision. Do something. I have to do something. This is a dream. I picked up the radio at my feet and ran at Hotori from behind her. With all my strength, I threw the radio at the arm that held the knife. The radio connected with the wrist. The knife dropped to the floor. Unflinchingly, Hotori turned around and started hitting me. I grabbed her arms tightly and pinned them to her sides. I frantically tried to suppress Hotori's violent struggling. Tears blurred my vision. Through blurry eyes, I saw Utsumi pick up the knife. With sharp eyes, she looked at me. Excuse me. No, she was glaring at Hotori, who I was pinning down. Utsumi lowered her stance and readied the knife. Oh no. What is she? Oh, she's gonna kill Hotori? was a completely unconscious movement. I covered Hotori with my... Oh no. Utsumi quickly stopped herself. Okay, good. Not missing that chance, I knocked her hand away while she was still dazed. The knife flew out of Utsumi's hands. The knife flew out of Utsumi's hand. The knife slid across the floor and disappeared underneath a shelf. Utsumi glared at me. There was carnage in her hate-filled eyes. I could do nothing but stare back at Utsumi in blank surprise. And then a sharp pain ran through my right hand. There was a gaping cut in the palm of my right hand. Blood began to flow from it. Utsumi muttered with loathing, biting her lip. And then, turning her back to us, she climbed back up the stairs. I stood there frozen. Silence returned to the once chaotic basement. I could hear someone I could hear someone wheezing roughly. As I wondered who it was, I realized that it was me who was coughing. Hotori had lost consciousness. Yuni is... Oh, what about Yuni? He was crouched down, putting pressure on his wound. Thank goodness, he's alive. I headed over to Yuni with sluggish steps. Yuni's whole body jerked in surprise. I couldn't find any words with which to respond to his voice full of dread. Yuni looked up. His wound was dyed in blood. The spurting blood turned into scattered spots upon the concrete. However, Yuni stared at me with frightened eyes, not even bothering to wipe up the blood. He stood back with a look of panic in his face. I reached out my hand, a hand covered in blood. Discouraged, I crumbled where I stood. There was a pool of blood gathering under a man's corpse. My hand was drenched with blood. Blood continued to flow from Yuni's wound as well. Blood, blood, blood. The basement storeroom was becoming a red hell filled with the scent of blood. Who can I believe in? What can I believe in? Hey, Satoru? Save me. Save me. Slowly, I lost consciousness. Wow. Okay, at least we made it to the 5th day. Okay, I think I'll end it here. Whoo, gosh. Man, that was kinda intense. Man, we got a bit more insight on Utsumi's character. That she's willing to kill Inubushi Keiko / Hotori. Wow, and okay, who is that man? I thought the only people in SPHIA was, Satoru, Utsumi, Yuni, and Inubushi Keiko / Hotori. But no. Man, that's really interesting. I don't know what to think. I have no idea what to think. Wow, but all I can say was that was pretty intense. Oh, but when Yuni was slashed, remember back in the cabin he had a scar? if that scar was the one from then, when Inubushi Keiko slashed him, then things become really confusing. Because that would mean that the events at SPHIA happened first. But then that wouldn't make sense, so I don't know, it's really weird. I mean, it looks like he got slashed on the left side, which is where his scar was in that CG, so I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, that's all for me today. Whew, great to It's great to be progressing, you know? Let's see. Right, save here. Oh, there's also that other part. Not overwrite, no, but this one. You know, where I could choose the other choice? I don't know what happens there. I would like to go back to it. Maybe after I get another ending, see where that leads. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just do it in a separate video and see what happens. And maybe attach it to this one. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But anyway, that's all for today, so... yeah. Bye.